Herzlich willkommen zur Wüsthof Werksführung.
Welcome to the Wüsthof factory tour. My name is Abraham Wüsthof, and I learned the trade of cutler here in Solingen from my father Wilhelm. Wilhelm was a master cutler for scissors, and he also ground blades for other companies. The blades my father ground to make scissors were finished elsewhere, but that wasn't enough for me. I decided that I not only wanted to grind the scissors, but also to finish them in my own company and sell them myself. That way I had control over production and marketing, and was able to do everything necessary to achieve the highest quality possible. That is how I laid the foundation for this company more than 200 years ago, when I founded my own company in 1814.
Somit vor über 200 Jahren den Grundstein dieser Firma gelegt.
A lot of things have changed since then, but I can tell you that I am very proud of how my descendants have turned a small handicraft business into a modern production facility for premium quality knives. Today, Wüsthof knives are sold around the world and stand for extraordinary quality, made in Solingen. Why are they so good? I will explain that to you in detail during this guided tour. Let's go! This is where it all starts, in technical planning and construction. Before a Wüsthof knife goes into production, it is tested for optimum functionality, and the entire production is planned down to the last detail. That is the only way we can develop long-lasting, high-quality knives, the ones that every chef loves to use. And it is why we take our time. Up to 2 years are spent in the development of a new model. Would you have thought that Wüsthof knives are available in over 200 shapes and sizes? Here in the laser department, both forged and laser-cut knives get their contours. Due to our very high standards, we use high-power lasers to cut them out of the steel plates. Lasers are extremely precise and save a lot of effort during further processing. The flatbed laser, for example, cuts 200 identical blanks, which will soon become chef's knives, from a stainless steel plate in only 59 minutes. And forged blanks are given their individual shape in this laser. Our Wüsthof steel is manufactured in a renowned German steelworks. Quite impressive. We use a high alloy chrome molybdenum vanadium steel. It is first cast in a large block and later rolled into flat plates. This method guarantees a high degree of purity. The blades remain free of irregularities. Thanks to the special alloy, this steel is particularly hard, tough, and corrosion resistant, which means it can be sharpened again and again, something which is particularly important for demanding chefs. The steel is delivered in large rolls, also known as coils. The steel strip is then unwound by a machine and cut to knife size.
Als Handwerker weiß ich.
As a craftsman, I know how important it is to be careful with your tools.
Hallo. Bei Wüsthof.
Today, Wüsthof has a specialized team that makes and maintains all important production tools. This enables us to react quickly whenever the need arises, and at the same time, guarantee that every knife meets our strict quality requirements. By the way, for the production of our classic series alone, about 350 tools are made by us.
Werkzeuge von uns angefertigt.
That's roughly how it looked back in my time. We had to withstand intense heat to be able to forge every single knife into shape. Today, the work is carried out at automated forging stations that deliver precise results in a few seconds. No sweat at all. Induction is used in the upset forge to heat the steel to precisely 1200 degrees Celsius. Then a bulge is pressed into the blank. In the drop forge, a hammer weighing several tons hits the compressed, and still glowing, steel 2 or 3 times to form the bolster. Then the knife is formed in the laser, and the knife blank is finished. Since the steel is still too soft for the hard work it has to do in the kitchen, we have to harden it. That is why it's now going into the tempering furnace. To harden the steel, the blank is heated to around 1050 degrees Celsius. Protective gas is then used to cool it down to 120 degrees Celsius in just 2 minutes. The steel is now hard, but also brittle. In the annealing furnace, it is reheated again to 180 degrees Celsius, eliminating the stresses in the material. But what exactly happens inside the steel? The extreme heat and rapid cooling change the structure of the molecules. They are arranged compactly and provide the toughness, hardness, and corrosion resistance that characterize a Wüsthof knife. Incidentally, our quenching system is particularly gentle on the material. We clamp the knives in so-called quenches. They keep the blade straight more often, which saves an entire step in the manufacturing process. Can you imagine how exhausting it was to transport our blanks back in my time? Hardworking delivery women carried the goods on their heads from workshop to workshop. Today, things are easier and faster. Our racing cars make sure that all parts are always where they need to be. How else could we get up to 10,000 knives a day through the grinding shop? Here we see our Ferrari, just like our Silver Arrow, which is remotely controlled by SPS technology and, thanks to artificial intelligence, recognizes obstacles immediately and brakes reliably if necessary. For a knife to glide through fresh food, the surface must be particularly smooth. In the past, this was done by highly paid grinders who worked, knife by knife, on water-powered grindstones. It was a difficult and dangerous job. Today, ultra-modern robots grind the blade and the back of the knife and then carry out the double polishing. The surface structure of the blade is compacted with a special grease, which makes it more resistant and gives it its fine, silky matte appearance. With our grinding systems, we not only produce large quantities in exceptional quality, but also do it very economically. But you can't do it completely without people. Limited series, knives with rare blade shapes, or even returns from production are routinely and precisely machined by experienced grinders at the manual workstations. Every kitchen needs a good Wüsthof knife with a serrated blade, for example, a bread knife. Rightly so, because our serrated knives are among the sharpest on the market. Our unique geometry ensures that fresh food is always cut cleanly. The only thing better than our normal serrated knives is the precision double serrated blade we have developed. There is no easier way to cut hard food. As a family-owned company, careful use of resources and sustainability are very important to us. You can see this, for example, when it comes to our use of water. In the filter house, the steel and grinding stone abrasion debris is filtered out of the cooling water, and the clean water is then fed back into our system. Only the water that is evaporated needs to be replaced with fresh water. The interaction of economy and ecology secures the future of our company. For this reason, we control all relevant environmental processes through a centralized environment management system. For the next production steps, we need clean knife blanks, so we send them off to the special cleaning system with its integrated corrosion protection. The steel-friendly combination of ultrasound and an alkaline solution reliably removes all residues from production, and the knives shine with a beauty all their own. Freshly rinsed, each individual blank is checked for surface defects under special light conditions, with zero tolerance. There are 13 to 15 distinct characteristics that we check for, and each defect is taken out. Here, by the way, the trained human eye is far superior to technology, but it does take a lot of practice. Up to 2 years of training are necessary. Only when everything is perfect is the knife ready to be brought to Factory 1 for further processing. Come with me, I'll show you the way. Welcome to Factory 1. We have been producing our Wüsthof premium knives in this location for over 130 years. To find out what we actually do here, it would probably be best if we head off together. After forging, compressing, and hardening, as well as the grinding shop in Factory 2, the knife blanks are delivered to the blade warehouse. From here, they continue through production. The trident has accompanied Wüsthof for many generations and was already registered as a trademark in 1895. Just as the god Neptune or Poseidon used it as a sign of his mastery over water, the Wüsthof trident stands for the absolute control of our element, the chopping, cutting, and preparation in the kitchen. This is why we use an electrolytic process to etch it into the blade, together with our family name and the series name. It is our signature. We put it on every Wüsthof knife that leaves our factory, and it is recognized as a sign of the exceptionally high quality around the world. Here you can not only see our robots carrying out an impressive choreography, but also one of our typical Wüsthof innovations, what we call an Ausmachzelle. Ausmachen is a German word which describes the process carried out after the handle assembly. Using abrasive belts, all unevenness at the transitions between handle and steel are removed in 9 steps. Thanks to the advanced software, highly precise measuring technology, and an extremely mobile robot arm, this individual robot can smooth out the entire organically shaped epicure handles or the round shapes on a new series in just one operation, making it ideal for designs produced in smaller quantities. Some knife handles are assembled by hand, others by machines. However, the procedure is always the same. By first heating and then riveting them, the handle is optimally connected to the bolster and tang, and is now watertight. Should water ever get into the handle, the sacrificial anode prevents the knife from rusting. It consists of a corrosive aluminum alloy that literally sacrifices itself by corroding faster than stainless steel. A positive side effect is that the tang is spared and remains rust-proof. As you can see, we do everything we can to make our products as durable as possible.
Wie fühlt sich ein Wüsthof
How does a
an?
Wüsthof knife feel? Gentle to the touch and like a harmonious whole. In the past, every little irregularity on the handle had to be ground down manually. Today, this is done by a complex robotic production line with 9 individual work steps. At each station, the blank is precisely measured, and the robot immediately knows where and how to grind it, carrying out the same movement patterns that an experienced grip grinder would use. To achieve this, the movements of a human grip grinder were digitally recorded, optimized, and loaded into the control system of the robots. After our employees have used their experienced eyes to check the results of the work done on the robotic production line, the transitions between steel and handle are finally reground with a special abrasive paste. The last minuscule traces of unevenness are removed, and the handles now have a particularly smooth surface. When you pick up a Wüsthof knife, you immediately feel how the handle is balanced and beautiful to hold. This is no coincidence, of course, because we grind the entire handle surface yet again with 2 fine grinding belts. The transition between the rivets and the handle is now precisely adjusted, giving the handle an irresistibly soft feel. Now our knives look beautiful and fit your hand perfectly, but the most important thing is still missing: the sharpness. In order to sharpen it, each blade is measured individually with laser precision, using the P-Tech method, and then honed on a whetstone. This process is repeated for each knife so that each blade has the optimal geometry, making it extremely pointed and extremely sharp, not just now but also after long periods of use. The P-Tech process guarantees that all blades always have that exact same top-level quality that gives you a very special cutting performance. This is also confirmed by an independent testing institute. Even with state-of-the-art technology, we also still rely on our expertly trained employees for the most important step in the production process. Special blades or small runs are sharpened here by experienced grinders with an impressive feel for precision, ground into their wrists over many years. The knife is almost done. After honing it to perfection, it is cleaned again. The sharpness is tested by making a cut through the fries. Only when the knife glides softly through the foam does it have the ultimate Wüsthof sharpness.
Wir kommen zum letzten Arbeitsschritt.
Now we've come to the final step. The handle is cleaned again and additionally oiled. Then the knife is checked one last time before it has to pass the all-important cutting test on foam. Does the knife have the famous Wüsthof sharpness? Only when it convincingly passes this test can it be packaged and sold. Before that, the classic chef's knife has had to go through 55 production steps and pass 22 quality controls. An extraordinary effort, in my opinion. Around 10,000 knives leave the factory every day. Back in my days, it was 100 at most. Certainly, a lot has changed since my time. What has remained is that the entire production is still carried out in Solingen, and our passion for unconditional quality. Despite the many machines and robots, there is still genuine craftsmanship in every one of our knives today. Thanks for taking the time to get to know how Wüsthof knives are made. I hope you enjoyed it, and I wish you many hours of joy working with our products. See you again soon!